So Applewhite, who changed his leader name to Do, I would guess Do, it's just D-O, taught that he was Jesus' successor, and that Nettles, who went by the name Ty, was the vessel for the alien spirit of God the Father. Don't trust anybody who tells you that they are Jesus' successor.
Yeah. Also, when they say they're not in a cult, they're definitely in a cult.
Excuse me, are y'all with the cult?
We're not a cult.
Yeah, this is it.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to perform an autopsy?
Ever wanted to know how accurate your favorite crime drama is?
If you're brave enough,
Join us inside the morgue.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Inside the Morgue, the show that gives you everything that you want, spooky-wise, autopsy-wise, death investigation-wise, murder-wise. We're here for you. My name's Jess. I am one of your lovely co-hosts, and this is Alice, my other co-host.
Oh, hi. Oh, sorry. Were we doing something? I was just reading this fantastic book.
What are you reading
and
there?
Being just so quirky and mysterious with my glasses and my ponytail.
So
And
pick me.
my mug of something. We don't know what.
Your guess is as good as
everybody.
mine.
Welcome to Inside the Morgue. We're great. Hey.
Today we bring you story time, brought to you by Murder
Actually,
and
I still
Mixology. Yeah, we found a really fun cocktail, and this is what we're drinking out of our
Yes.
lovely mugs.
Our lovely mugs.
This is what Alice had in her kitchen.
This is what I had to provide for us. Jess actually got me this for Christmas. It was the first Christmas we knew each
Our
other.
Christmas 4 years ago.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Mixology and Murder. And we've done an episode like this once before, except Jess and I had each picked a different cocktail from the book, made our own cocktail, and then shared the stories with each other.
Mhm.
But we decided today we wanted to share a cocktail. Basically the vibe of this book that I just lost my page on because I shut it, is
So quirky of you.
cocktails inspired by infamous serial killers, cold cases, cults, and other disturbing true crime stories. So each story in here kind of has a punny cocktail that goes along with it. And let me see if I can find the page. Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
The drink we are drinking tonight is called the Purple Shroud. It is a purple cocktail fitting for the story of the Heaven's Gate cult, a group who covered themselves in deep purple shrouds before initiating a mass suicide.
All right. Before we get into that, we are recording at you from Young Junk Studios here in Philadelphia, PA. Terry and Chris, where can the people find you if they want to start a podcast?
Hey, you know you can find us in the deepest, darkest grave in the cemetery because this is Young Chunk, baby, and we're getting spooky tonight.
Spooky!
Spooky!
You can head to youngchunk.com or just bother Alice.
Yeah, bother me. Not when I'm reading, though.
Little librarian Alice. All right, Alice, tell us a story about Heaven's Gate cult.
So Marshall Applewhite and Bonnie Nettles meshed science fiction with Judaism, Catholicism, and evangelical Christianity to create a new religious movement that would later be known as the Heaven's Gate. And I feel like this is a popular cult. It's referenced a lot in just different types of media. I was actually talking to Jess. It's referenced in Yellowjackets. Spoiler alerts for season 2 of Yellowjackets. At one of the second to last episode, I think, Lottie is at their commune. Everybody at Lottie's commune also wears purple. And she tries to say that one of them has to kill themselves to appease the wilderness. And she suggests giving them phenobarbital. And Misty, who is a true crime fanatic, is like, that's exactly what Heaven's Gate did. And like immediately clocks.
That ended great.
Yeah, exactly. So this is just
Drinking the Kool-Aid.
that is a different one. That's Jonestown.
I
And that is
know.
also a drink in here. So Applewhite, who changed his leader name to Do, I would guess Do, it's just D-O, taught that he was Jesus' successor, and that the Nettles, who went by the name, and that Nettles, not the Nettles, that Nettles, who went by the name Ty, was the vessel for the alien spirit of God the Father. Don't trust anybody who tells you that they are Jesus' successor. It's just just my...
Yeah. Also, when they say they're not in a cult, they're definitely in a cult.
Also, speaking of, I just wanted to say, you're in a cult, call your dad, which is from My Favorite Murder. I first learned about this cult from an episode of My Favorite Murder. Georgia covers it. I'm pretty sure it's Georgia. So Doe and Ty believed that they were the two witnesses described in the biblical book of Revelations and that they had been gifted with higher level minds in order to help others surpass their human limitations and ascend into heaven aboard a UFO. They preached that extraterrestrials wanted people to participate in an experiment. Whoever followed Doe and Ty into this experiment would reject their human nature and become immortal extraterrestrial beings, a process which they called, quote, the next level. Have you heard of this cult?
Not until we read it in the book here, and then I looked it up, and I was like, this sounds really familiar, so I definitely have heard of it before, but maybe I'm just not as familiar with it as you are. But, like, that's so wild that they think they're in a human form, and it's like their vessel.
Yeah, it's a common theme
there's
with
just
cults.
so much going on.
A common theme with cults that I have gathered from my very limited information and research is they kind of prey on people who are more vulnerable and in a not a great state typically in their lives.
Bring them in and like give them a sense of community.
Exactly. I was going to say people who are like looking for a sense of community or looking for a sense of belonging, which a lot of people turn to religion for that. So when they advertise themselves as like a religious group or like a community like that, it can prey on people who are just in a really vulnerable spot, which is really shitty. So Doe and Ty gathered dozens of followers from across the United States with these teachings during the mid-1970s. The two would travel from town to town, put out advertisements for their upcoming meetings where they would recruit people who were looking for somewhere they could express their individuality while still belonging to a community. So, yeah, exactly. So Ty and Doe stopped recruiting in 1976 and began traveling around the U.S. with their followers known as the Crew. The Crew took up a very monastic lifestyle. I can't read today. This page is really, like, they're really hard to read. It's a black page with red writing.
And it's so glary.
There's no good way to hold the page. So I promise I can read. It's just really hard right now. Renouncing the ways of the world, devoting themselves wholly to the teachings of Ty and Doe, and preparing themselves for the eventual journey to heaven. So by the mid-1990s, so this is like 20 years, they're going strong. Rumors began spreading throughout Heaven's Gate that a spaceship was flying on the tail of an approaching comet. Hale-Bopp. Is that the real name of comet?
Hale-Bopp. I don't know.
You said it like I was pronouncing it wrong.
Hale-Bopp.
You're like Alice. Hale-Bopp. Doe, persuaded his most dedicated followers that the only way for them to leave Earth and fulfill their lives as higher beings was to die by suicide so their souls could aboard the passing spaceship. So between March 22nd and March 26, 1997, 39 members of the Heaven's Gate participated in a mass suicide by ingesting phenobarbital and washing it down with vodka. I did not know that part of this story, and this is a vodka-based cocktail.
That's why it's a vodka-based vodka. Did you not put that together?
I didn't know that they also washed it down with vodka, and now, it should have felt weird to begin with because this is a mixology and murder book. But now it feels, I made the cocktail. I know there's nothing else in it.
It's really good.
Yeah. I even handmade the blueberry simple syrup. The bodies were discovered in a large San Diego home, and the Crew had been renting this, and it was known as the Monastery. All the members were dressed exactly the same, in black shirts and sweatpants with purple shrouds covering their faces and upper bodies. The book doesn't mention this, but I know this from the My Favorite Murder podcast, so unless Georgia steered me wrong. They were also wearing a certain type of Nike shoe.
Yes.
That Nike discontinued after this event.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah.
Google said so.
The internet wouldn't lie to us, right?
No.
So this mass suicide triggered others, including 3 former members of the Heaven Gates cult, to die by suicide in the months after. To this day, 2 Heaven's Gate followers still remain and still maintain the group's website and are the only 2 active members of this group.
And there were survivors that stayed after to cover them up, and somebody was instructed to tell the story.
How do you think they decided that?
I have no idea. Pick straws?
Well, now I'm just thinking I'm just thinking Yellowjackets and they pick a card.
Well, maybe it was a sacrifice for the person staying behind
because they don't
then
get to
he
go
wouldn't get to go.
to heaven. Maybe. Yeah. This is just tragic story all around. I think you had when you were looking online, all of them left like farewell videos for people.
They were like farewell videos saying goodbye. They were like happy and excited to do this.
Like, this is heartbreaking that just these people that were looking for a sense of belonging were led down this dark path. I didn't know that it went on for almost 2 decades or over 2 decades. That they started it in the 70s and then it went on until the 1990s. I mean, it's still, I guess, technically going on because there's still 2 active members as far as when this book was published.
Yeah, they recorded farewell video messages expressing excitement about leaving the human level to join the next level, and like going on the spacecraft, believing that it was trailing the comet. And they framed the act not as suicide, but as a necessary graduation to a higher existence.
That's so sad. Yeah, this is...
Each person also had a $5 bill and a roll of quarters in their pocket, and it wasn't confirmed or anything about like why, but it's believed that there may have been payment or some type of something they had to give as passage.
Oh, right. That is common in a lot of beliefs that you have to like pay to cross.
It's common in Greek mythology. Put the
river
coin.
Styx. Yeah. Yeah, this one, I feel like this one is referenced a lot, even when it's not like blatantly. Like, I thought of it also recently. I've been watching the show Haunted Hotel, which I know you've watched. And there is an episode later on in the season where a cult comes to the hotel and they don't wear purple shrouds. They wear like red shrouds. And it seems like things are not going to go well. And I was like, this is giving Heaven's Gate vibes. But I feel like it's also like a common thing, not unfortunate common, but like
I was watching
cults.
The Rookie. I was really into The Rookie recently. And there was another episode where the officers, like this group of cult members, they were in like white shrouds and sneakers, and they were on the building of a roof, and they were like going to jump as a group, and the officers like talked them down.
Mm-hmm.
But they were saying like, oh, like I need to ascend.
That there's another. Let me scroll through. Not scroll through.
Let me scroll through the book here.
Scroll through the book here.
Librarian Alice.
Yeah, let me just put my glasses on the bridge of my nose. Synanon, which was a cinnamon martini, or Manhattan, excuse me. This one, again, it started as a drug rehabilitation center. So like preying on people who were just looking for help and a sense of belonging. I think Synanon was the one who dressed all in white. But yeah, there are definitely, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
That these poor people prey on these poor people who are just looking for help or a sense of belonging. Mm-hmm. And it's just like the very common theme of cults. Yeah, this book has...
Lottie's cult from Yellowjackets is definitely based on this.
Oh, yeah, because they wear purple and yeah. Everybody wears purple except for Lottie. But yeah, that one's definitely based off of, especially down to the phenobarbital.
Yeah.
And Misty straight up says, Heaven's Gate.
She's like, Lottie, come on.
Lottie, please. Yeah. And it's a good drink. Which, by the way.
Oh, yeah. What are the ingredients? We'll tell the audience, and then if they want to make it at home.
So
it's really easy.
For one drink, it's 1 drink, 2 ounces of vodka, 1 ounce of blueberry simple syrup, and 4 ounces of sparkling water, ice, and mint leaves for garnish. And I made the blueberry simple syrup by doing 2 parts sugar, 1 part water, and I just threw in some blueberries in there and I let it simmer on the stove for a while.
We also brought the blueberries and didn't put them in our
we
drink.
just realized that.
Forgot that.
But yeah, then you just pour the vodka, blueberry simple syrup, and sparkling water into the glass and you stir it up. You add some ice to the glass, stir again, and then you garnish with a few mint leaves. And it's pretty nice. It's a pretty nice, simple, tasty cocktail. And
this would be really nice in the summer.
It would be. We're drinking it in November, which is still a nice time. But
a nice time to talk about cults.
I also, what was I going to say? Oh, we were trying to figure out how to transport the ice from, I was going to tell a silly story about how I wasn't thinking.
Go ahead.
from my apartment to the studio, and I put down like a cooler on the stove, which I had just had.
Which was just on.
Which is just
to boil
on.
the water.
And I was trying to put the ice. I put some ice packs in there. I was putting the ice in there. And Jess kept moving it. And I'm like, Jess, why do you keep moving it? She's like, you put it on a hot stove. We're trying to put ice in here and you put it on a hot stove. And anyway, it's a miracle that we made it here on time for the podcast because I was a mess. Clearly.
So we drove from work and it took me way longer to get here than Alice. So it was like over 45 minutes to get here.
Yeah.
And then we parked.
This is what we do
went
for
to
you
her-
guys.
We went to her apartment to make the simple syrup and grab all the stuff. And then we came back here.
Mhm.
And we just shot a live video before this.
Yeah, which was a lot of fun. You guys should check it out. If you didn't get to check it out live, we talk about cause and manner of deaths of some of our favorite cinematic death scenes, and we want to do that some more. So please give us more cinematic deaths. And yeah, as far as this book goes, there's some interesting ones in here, and there are a few that I thought might be in poor taste. But
Which ones? They have a lot of like, there's like a killer
mean-
clown, like John Wayne Gacy, like the basic ones
this was
that
the
everyone's
one.
going to be.
This was the one that got me. Milwaukee Corpse Reviver.
What's in that drink?
Well, it's for Dahmer, which I think is a little.
Oh.
I mean, that's it. You just gotta take everything in this book with a grain of salt, I guess. But this is absinthe to rinse, dry gin, Lillet Blanc, orange liqueur, fresh lemon juice, ice cubes, and a lemon twist for garnish. What is this one? Ooh, Eileen Wuornos Big Mothership Brew, and it is a. What is this? Oh, it's tequila, cold brew, coffee, cream, simple syrup, cinnamon, and cinnamon stick for garnish.
That actually sounds really good.
That would be a good winter cocktail. Which ones did we do?
We did the White Russian.
Did you do the check and mate mule?
Yes, I did.
You did Alexander Puchishkin,
Yes.
who is
And you did
serial
the White
killer from
Russian.
Moscow, and I did a White Russian. Where's the White Russian one?
Oh, those were the old days when we would record from our respective houses and
Yeah.
video each other.
No video. I was fully in. I was like in a snuggie. Basically,
We would like video each other, but we weren't videoing our videos at that time. We were just doing
we
recordings.
were so new at this.
Oh, you were so young.
I was so young and full of life back then. I was even engaged. I actually wasn't. Sorry, if you
Not
guys
at that
don't watch, you guys should watch Cult Pop. Actually, this counter started. Terry, can they see this? Okay, so this started our episode where we had our friend Joe on as a guest because I was making a lot of jokes about having to cancel a wedding. And Terry thought it'd be funny to start a counter, and he pulled it up on the other podcast I'm on with Young Jung, Cult Pop, which you all should check out. It's a lot of fun. And it's become a bit that I try to bring it up as much as I can because I want to win the counter because there's a few other counters that we have. Jess has one.
Yeah.
Jess just acquired one. Whenever Jess says she's only had one drink.
I only had one drink.
Yeah.
This is my one drink.
You guys should play along. Make it a drinking game. Don't drink one every time I bring up my wedding. You'll die. My canceled wedding.
You
Is
have
that two
so
more
many
times?
tallies.
So many times. Terry's like, shut up already. It's so many times. Honestly, for how long it's been, I could have brought it up more.
I could be more annoying.
I could be. And you should all be grateful that I'm not. You're welcome.
Yeah, she's doing this for you guys.
Yeah. I canceled a wedding for you.
Be nice to my friend. I'm talking to you.
Well, now we're just going off the rails. So if they're okay,
As we do many times on this podcast.
that's kind of the whole vibe of it. I want to know. We should try and make our way through this whole book.
Yes. Except for the gin ones. I'm not a huge gin.
We can maybe
person.
sub a different drink. I like gin. We can maybe
Sub
sub.
for vodka.
Yeah. What's this? This one's just a martini.
Is that what it's called? Just a martini?
No, but it's literally it's Dirty John's extra dirty martini.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Dirty John.
Dirty John.
Dirty John, the story of a man.
Brrr.
Oh my
The story-
God!
The story of a man named John?
No, do you know the
And
Dirty
he
John
was
podcast?
dirty.
Oh my God!
No.
Oh my God! They did a whole show about this too. Oh my God!
What is this?
All right, well, now we're going to talk about Dirty John really quick, even though we don't have the dirty martini. It's literally just a dirty martini. It is a gin martini, but I'd make you a vodka one. I'd probably make me a vodka one, too. I don't
you do
like
love me.
I do love you. Deborah Newman was breezing through the bliss of a new relationship in October 2014. She had just met John Meehan, a doctor who seemed to have his life together, unlike the men Deborah had previously dated. Same Deborah. But Deborah's children were wary of John, and they told their mother that something wasn't quite right about him, and Deborah and John got married anyway. Unfortunately, the happiness didn't last long. In 2015, Deborah's nephew called again to tell her that he had been looking into John and discovered that he wasn't actually a doctor. This prompted Deborah to do her own investigation into the man she had married. While searching through John's private papers, she discovered evidence that he had been seducing, stalking, and terrorizing women for years. After Deborah filed for divorce and cut John out of her life, John spent the next year harassing her, sending threatening messages, trying to blackmail her, and even stealing her car. John's con of Deborah finally came to an end when he attempted to attack Deborah's daughter, Tara, with a knife. Tara managed to kick the knife out of John's hand, pick it up, and stab him 13 times, and he died a few days later from his injuries.
Good.
But the podcast, Dirty John, fantastic podcast. They actually interviewed Tara about...
I'm going to have to listen to this now.
It's so good. I listened to this like maybe 10 years ago when I was working in the lab. I would listen to true crime podcasts all the time. And they made a show about it. I believe it stars Connie Britton as Deborah. And I forget who plays John, but I didn't watch it.
Oh, I have seen that. I never watched it, but I remember like it coming out because I love Connie Britton.
Yes, this case was crazy. I remember because I listened to the podcast in like 2016, so it had just happened. Like this happened in 2015. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, if you like true crime and you like
look at
mixing
her.
up,
She's gorgeous.
She is gorgeous. If you like true crime and you like mixing up some cocktails with friends and learning about new crazy things in the world, Mixology Murder by Kiera Sonderker.
You can buy it on Amazon.
I'm guessing that's where Jess got it from.
It is.
And yeah, it's been fun. We should try and make our way through these next time we need another mini.
This is good for minis.
Yeah. Oh, here's some of the Killer Clown Cocktail.
John Wayne Gacy.
Dark Side Dahlia.
Oh,
I was waiting for you to respond.
for me.
Black Dahlia. Helter Skelter Sangria, Charles Manson. Black Widow, Betty Lou Beats. Painkiller by Proxy, Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
Cool.
And The Fugitive Fizz, Sam Shepard. That is an interesting case. We'll have to try some of those. And you know what? Next time we should put like the recipe up on Instagram so people can like make it along with us.
Oh, you're so smart.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us and having a little drink.
Yeah, you can find us on Instagram at Inside the Morgue Pod. TikTok is the same. Young Junk's YouTube page. Feel free to email, DM us anything. If you liked this, if you tried the drink and you liked it.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know all about that. And if any of the other stories that I just breezed through while scrolling through, I keep saying scrolling because I'm such a chronically online person, while flipping through this book, let us know if there's any cocktails you think we should try. Yeah, we'd love to hear from you. And thanks for joining us. And we'll see you next time for a brand new dissection.
Bye.
Bye.
Young John!